Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing very well today. So I went for it and I'm loving my makeup look today. Check it out. I did go in with all purples today. And in case you were curious, I'm actually wearing the ABH Norvina palette. This is the Pro Pigment palette volume 5. So this is the latest one that they have come out with in this line. And I've never really been interested in any of them, but as soon as this one was released, I knew that I wanted it. I actually got it for my birthday, and my birthday was earlier in August. So my mom was kind enough to get this for me, and this is only the second look that I've done with it because obviously this is a very colorful palette, and I just thought I'd play around with it today. So I am loving this look. I even put on some glitter, so I'm just having a good old time with this eyeshadow look. I'm loving it. But today's video I'm super excited to do because I'm actually going to be talking about 10 of my top favorite products from 10 brands that you can find at Sephora. So Sephora has quickly become one of my favorite places to shop for makeup at. I still love Ulta. However, I think over the years, I've kind of transitioned more into being a Sephora shopper, which is so shocking. Sephora is obviously more of an expensive store. They sell all high-end and luxury makeup rather than Ulta, who sells high-end as well, but they also do have drugstore products. But I really do enjoy Sephora, and so these products are all found at Sephora. I believe they should be. I want to say that the first time I saw this type of video filmed was actually by Andrea Matillano, and so she posted this video a while back, and I just thought I'd go ahead and do it because I love Sephora. I am going to do an Ulta equivalent to this video as well, so stay tuned for that. But let's go ahead and get started. I have a lot of really great products to talk about today. So firstly, I thought I would go ahead and start with a ride or die product. This is honestly such a staple in my collection. It's not even in my collection, it's just a staple in my skincare routine, and it's from the Inky List. This is the Oat Cleansing Balm. I want to talk about this first because this is disgusting. Like, it's so oily on the bottom, but this is what it looks like. This I discovered last year, almost a year ago, and this is only $10, and it is so effective at removing makeup. All I do is I just squeeze a little bit of this in my hand, rub my hands together, and then rub it all over my face, and this does such a great job at removing makeup. It does a great job at removing mascara, and then I just jump into the shower, I take all of this off, and then I finish off with the rest of my skincare routine after that. I'm definitely more of a night shower, so this has easily been something that I can incorporate into that routine at night, but I love this and I highly recommend it. For the longest time, I loved like the Clinique Take the Day Off Cleansing Balm. I've tried the Pharmacy one, and all of those, while they're super good and they're very, very effective, this one is just so affordable, and I absolutely love the squeeze tube packaging because it really helps prevent messes. So I definitely wanted to talk about that one because I love it so much, and the Inky List is sold at Sephora. All right, so moving on. Another brand that is sold at Sephora is Milk Makeup, and my favorite Milk Makeup product should be no surprise for some of you. It is the matte bronzer. It's the matte cream bronzer. I do have the shade Baked. You'd think I would have that memorized by now, but this is such a stunning cream bronzer formula. Believe it or not, I actually have like 3 or 4 other cream bronzers to mention in this video. There are just so many brands that have come out with so many great cream bronzers, especially like this year, but this is such a great cream bronzer. I want to say if you are new to the cream bronzer game, if you're new to just kind of cream products in general, but you want to start out with the bronzer, I highly recommend this one from Milk. It is so easy to blend out. The shade Baked works pretty well for most skin tones. They do have a darker shade, and I wish that they would expand the shade range on this because it is so well loved, especially within the beauty community. But I do recommend this one. They even have a mini of this, and I recommend that one because this is going to last me forever. I'm like nowhere near close to being finished with this, so I think if this one were to ever expire, I would just repurchase the mini because I would always want to have this within my collection. All right, then we have Melt Cosmetics, and Melt Cosmetics has just started slowly becoming a brand that I've been very intrigued by. They have come out with some products this year that have really been intriguing to me. They've really taken my interest. I've purchased the Melt Brunette palette. That is a palette that I actually just spoke about in my fall favorite palettes, favorite fall palettes video, so be sure to check that one out. And I also purchased this year from Melt Cosmetics their cream blush lights, and I did pick up the shade Polished, and this has quickly become a favorite. Basically, ever since I purchased this, it became a favorite. I absolutely love this one. I love that it's actually like a shimmer formula, so it's a little bit unique to my collection. I have so many cream blushes. If you don't know that, hi, my name is Sabrina and I'm addicted to cream blush, but I have so many cream blushes within my collection, and some of them can definitely look very similar to others, but this one remains unique within my collection because of the fact that it has a shimmer finish. So it has a beautiful like luminosity to the skin that it gives, and I just love this one. I can't get enough of it. I want to try one of their matte finish ones. Like, it's still the cream formula, but it's just matte, and the shade Honey Thief. So I might pick one of those up in the future. And it does have a little bit of like a cake, like cupcake scent, which is always nice. Then we have Rare Beauty, and Rare Beauty, if you guys don't know, I am kind of obsessed with the brand. They are just such a cute brand. I think Selena Gomez did such a wonderful job at really coming out with a curated collection of products. Whenever she released her line, she came out with so much. I cannot wait for her to come out with the bronzer. I hope she comes out with the cream bronzer. That would be amazing. But I love so many products from that brand. There are a few things that I think are a little bit mediocre, but overall I think the brand and the aesthetic of the brand is so cute, and I feel like they're constantly going to be a brand that I want to try new things from. But my favorite by far has to be the I think these are called like the Soft Pinch liquid blushes. This one in particular in the shade Joy is absolutely stunning. This is part of the dewy formula. She did come out with 2 formulas in these cream blushes. There is a dewy formula and a matte formula. I tried a mini of the matte formula and thought it was complete trash. So I don't know if maybe it's because that was a mini and maybe the formulation is different between the large sizes or the full sizes and the minis, or maybe I just don't care for the matte version. But the dewy formulation is wonderful, and the shade Joy is absolutely stunning. These last so well throughout the day, so well. And they are super pigmented, so I kind of like to go in at initial application with a little bit more than I probably think I need, because throughout the day it's naturally going to fade, but because this is such a long wearing formula, it's going to last even longer. So I love this one, and this is such a win from the line. Next we have Huda Beauty, and I kind of mentioned this in my last video, which was the fall favorites video, or the fall, I keep saying this wrong, favorite fall palettes video. That Huda Beauty has quickly become a brand that I've become very interested in. I want to try a lot of their products. I want to try her foundation. I want to try maybe her primer, her foundation brush. I've heard really great things about. And overall, I just think that she has a really good line going for herself, a really good brand going for herself. Anyways, well, she recently came out with these cream lipsticks. I want to say these are like the cream glow lipsticks, and I purchased one of these, I want to say it was probably like a few months ago at this point, and I have the shade Hustla, and this lipstick formula is so beautiful. The shade Hustla is absolutely stunning. I ultimately want to pick up a more like nude shade. While this color is so beautiful and perfect for fall, I really want a more like nude everyday shade because I think this formula is absolutely gorgeous. So many people rave about these cream glow lipstick, and I think it's well deserved. I think it's for rightful reasons because this lipstick formula is so beautiful. It's obviously nothing revolutionary whenever it comes to being long wearing. I will say it does last a little bit longer than I initially thought it was going to, especially for it being a cream glow formula, but it is just so stunning on your lips. It makes them look so juicy, so luminous and plump. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but she nails it with this lipstick formula, and I love that one. I love it so much. Now I have something I almost feel like guilty talking about this one because I'm talking about Charlotte Tilbury. So I have just a few products from the line. I have the Hollywood Flawless Filter that I really, really love from Charlotte Tilbury. And that one is definitely, like, I definitely like it. I like it a lot, and I've even mentioned it in like one of my top 3s in my, like, in each category throughout my collection. So I still love that product. It's very versatile. I also have her Pillow Talk blush. I do like that one. And then I do have like the mini Film Star Bronze and Glow, which I don't get much use out of it if I'm being honest, but I do like that as well. But for my birthday, my husband let me pick up this. This is the Instant Look of Love in a palette, and it's in the shade Pretty Blushed Beauty. So she came out with 2 versions of this one. One is a little bit deeper and one is this lighter one. And you guys, I'm in love. I am in love. This is absolutely stunning. And I absolutely love that you have a lot of her like favorites in this palette. You have her pressed powder, her pressed bronzer, you have her beautiful blush and highlight. But honestly, it's kind of like the simplicity of this palette that I love so much. I love that you can get, I'm trying not to blind you. I love that you can get a full face with this one, you know, because you can set your under eyes with the powder. You can obviously use the bronzer. You can obviously use the blush, use the highlight, and then you have a really beautiful, very simple, but very put together eye look. But this shade right here is absolutely stunning. This shade right here is absolutely stunning. It's kind of, I want to say maybe like a topper type shade. So I don't know, I've never tried her palette of pops before or any of her pop shades. So I don't know if this is what the pop shades are like, but this is so beautiful. I was going back and forth between the Flawless Filter and this one, but I haven't really talked about this much on my channel because obviously I've only had it for literally maybe it'll almost be 2 months. But it's just so beautiful. It is absolutely stunning, and I'm so glad I have it. It's very expensive. This was $75, hence why I got it for my birthday, because I had to wait to get this. Like, it is pricey, but honestly, it is so worth it and so beautiful. And the packaging is also stunning as well. So that is a favorite from Charlotte Tilbury for sure. Gosh, I probably shouldn't have done this the way that I did, because now the rest of the video I'm talking about cream bronzers. Sabrina, I'm such a bad beauty YouTuber. But next we have the brand Patrick Ta. And Patrick Ta, I only have 2 products from. Actually, no, that's a lie. I have 3 because I have one of the, like, I have like his like soap brow thing. But I had a hard time deciding because I have one of his powder blushes. It's just like one of the like standard powder blushes from him. And then I have this contour, what is this called? It's the Cream Contour and Cream Contour and Powder Bronzer Duo. And again, I wasn't sure what to choose, but I went ahead and chose this. This is in the shade She's Sculpted. I initially picked up the shade She's Statuesque, which is the lightest shade of the 3 that he came out with, and that was way too light for me. This one, of course, I kind of have to be like a little bit more of like go in with a lighter hand, but his cream formula is so good. Now I understand why people rave about his cream blushes so much. I still want to pick up one of those. I haven't, but I still would love to. But I don't care for the powder bronzer as much as I do the cream. But paired together, they're beautiful. They're long wearing on the skin. And I was reaching for this quite a bit last week, which is nice because I have so much makeup within my collection. And I'm sure you guys know that, especially if you've kept up with like my Shop My Stashes. But whenever I gravitate towards something like multiple times per week, like that's a sign, because I have so much makeup, and especially lately I had purchased a lot of newer products, and so I kind of like to take the opportunity when I do my makeup as a time to use some of those newer products. And so the fact that I was reaching for this one says a lot, and I do think that this is a great product from him. Again, the next 2 items are both cream bronzer, so I'm so sorry, I should have planned that a little bit better, but The next brand is Tower 28, and Tower 28 is such a cute little like trendy brand, if I'm being honest. They have really great lip glosses. I absolutely love their SOS like spray. I love that so much, but it's so expensive and I wasn't sure it was doing enough for me to justify like purchasing it over and over again. I love their cream blush, but my favorite has to be their cream bronzer. This is the Bronzino bronzer in the shade West Coast. And kind of similar to that of the Melt cream blush is that this is a shimmer formula. And so all of my cream bronzers are matte. Like the Patrick Ta one is matte. The Milk Makeup one is matte. The one I'm about to speak about is matte. But this one is a shimmer formula. And so while it can be a little bit finicky, it can be a little bit of like a more intimidating product to work with, it is so unique and so stunning on the skin whenever I apply this that it provides something a little bit different. And that's what I like to look for in products, because again, I have so much makeup in my collection. I have so much to choose from that I'm wanting something that is really going to make a difference like in the way that my makeup applies, if that makes sense. And so this was something that I was really gravitating towards during the spring and summer because of that luminosity and that shimmer that it gives to the skin. Don't think when I say shimmer that it's glitter, because it's not. It's just that it provides something just a little bit different and it gives your skin a little bit more of like a radiance than like a normal cream bronzer would. So absolutely love that, and that has been a favorite from Tower 28 for sure. Then lastly, I have the brand Tarte. Now this is a brand that I was struggling with because Tarte is sold both at Ulta and Sephora, and I know that I'm strictly talking about Sephora brands, but honestly, I don't believe this product is even sold at Ulta, if I'm being honest. But again, this is from Tarte. This is their Breezy Cream Bronzer in the shade Seychelles. So this one looks like I've barely even used it, but it's because it's actually new. The original one that I had of this cream bronzer is the mini that I got in like one of these Sephora favorite sets in the spring. And that one I've used a lot. So I wanted to go ahead during the Tarte Friends and Family sale that was recently, I wanted to go ahead and pick up the mini of this because like I said, the other one is just a really small size, like a small pan, and I feel like I would finish it pretty soon. So I picked up the mini. This is such a beautiful, 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 beautiful cream bronzer formula. Honestly, like these two, like this one really makes this one work hard, like meaning like in its place in my collection and how much I love the Milk Makeup one. This is such a good one. I recommend the mini. This is the mini, and you get, let's see if I can see that. It's 6 grams. I think if I'm reading that correctly, it says 0.21 ounces, but this is still quite a bit of formula or quite a bit of product. And this one, I want to say runs you for like $14 or $15. So I recommend this. I really, really do. This blends out so beautifully on the skin. It's so easy to use. It's even a little bit easier to use than the Patrick Ta one, because the Patrick Ta one is pretty pigmented, that I feel like the Tarte one, it's pigmented still, but I feel like you put it on and you have a little bit more wiggle room, you have a little bit more time to blend it out, and it blends so seamlessly and beautifully into the skin. Like I have been loving that product so much this year, and it's a great find of 2021. So those are all 10. Am I right? No, I'm missing a product. Give me a second. All right, I knew I was missing something, and I told myself to even go grab it before I started, and I forgot. So anyways, this is from Fenty Beauty. So Fenty Beauty is a pretty well-loved brand within the beauty community. I feel like even like on TikTok, even if you have nothing to do with the beauty community, it's still a brand that really appeals to a lot of people, probably because it's Rihanna's brand, but also because there are so many different shade options that are available, which is so amazing. So I love the Fenty Beauty glosses so much. I love them. I especially love the Gloss Bomb in the shade Fenty Glow. I love that one. However, something that has quickly stolen my heart is her pressed powder foundation. This is the soft matte, the Pro Filter soft matte powder foundation. So I initially picked up the shade, I want to say it was like 280 from TJ Maxx. And that's how I fell in love with the product, but it was way too dark for me, and it was okay for me to wear during the summer, but now I definitely needed to purchase it in my correct shade. So I did. So I picked up the shade 185, but I picked it up initially at TJ Maxx. You can kind of see I have like some hard pan going. I'm so sorry about that, but this is so good. Like, I don't know how to explain it. So this has a very specific place in my collection, and let me explain. So on the weekends, one of my favorite things to do whenever like we're out running errands, or maybe I'm just like, you know, spending the day like not really doing much, I'll apply my CeraVe hydrating tinted mineral sunscreen or whatever. I'll apply that because it has a little bit of a tint, it has a little bit of coverage, but it also has SPF, like the main reason I put it on. Well, let's say we're gonna go somewhere and I'm like, you know what, I want the tint to last a little bit longer. So I'll put on this Fenty powder foundation. Oh my gosh, it makes the CeraVe foundation, or CeraVe tinted sunscreen, last so well throughout the day. And this helps as well without, like, for me to not get too oily, because it is a soft matte powder foundation. This is so good. This is what I wanted the L'Oreal Infallible powder foundation to be and more. I hate that this is so expensive. This is like $30 something, and I did pay full price for this one, so that sucks. The shade that I got that was too deep for me, I got for like 20 bucks at TJ, which was so awesome. But this is so good, and I know that I'll use it because this is kind of like my weekend powder. Like, this is what I use whenever I'm running errands, so I love this. So I did want to talk about it. But anyways, those are all 10 of the products from 10 brands from Sephora that I recommend, that are #1, that I love, and I had a lot of fun. I love just kind of going through my collection, pulling out products that I love and talking about them, of course. Comment down below what your top 10 favorite products are from Sephora. I would love to hear from you guys. Or if you just want to tell me what your top 10 favorite brands from Sephora are, like, what are those brands? I would love to hear from you guys, as I always do. But please give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. And I would also love for you to subscribe and be a part of my YouTube channel family here. And thank you again so much for watching, and I will go ahead and see you in my next video. Bye.